You know, there's a sense in which we feel like when we meditate and when we get into some of these spiritual practices that we're like somehow shutting out the outside world, and we're a bit like we're going into maybe going into a trance, or we're dumbing down the senses, or we're somehow disconnected with reality. But the actual fact is it's quite the opposite, because most of us are actually sleepwalking through this life, and we are living as if we were in a trance in the lives that we're living now. What am I talking about? Well, let's face it, we're born into this world, we're pretty much told how to act, how to behave. We're given life in the society into which we're born, and we like to think that we're free individuals with a free will and that we can make choices. But the reality is that we pretty much reject the free will that we have in favour of accepting the easy, the natural, that which just is presented to us. We just accept that. We just take it, whatever it is. It's a bit like if you were faced with a whole line of restaurants with food of every variety, but every time you just graduated to McDonald's because you were so familiar with the menu in McDonald's that you didn't really want to think about what might be on offer in any of these other restaurants, what other kinds of food there might be. And for me, that's what life is kind of like, really. It's like the natural default setting of us as human beings is to basically just go along with what everybody else is doing. It's no wonder that we are often described as sheep as human beings, because one sheep goes one way across the field, the other sheep think, okay, let's follow the sheep. It doesn't really matter where that sheep's going, it's not really important. But the difference is that when we meditate and when we enter that mode, we actually become aware of things as they really are. And that's the time when we actually give ourselves the ability to make educated, sensible choices in our lives. Because we're not allowing ourselves to be bombarded with the constant messages, the constant drone of dogma from the world, the constant message to conform to society. You will do this because this is what everybody's doing now. Yeah, this is the thing. You really want to do this. This is what you want. This is what you need. This is where you should be. The difference is when we start to awaken spiritually, when we start to become enlightened, we start to see the whole big picture. It's not just this little pinhole camera over here where we're seeing this little tiny little part of the world that we're supposed to see. That's what you're supposed to see, that's what you're supposed to follow. The difference is when you start to become awakened and enlightened, you will start to see the vastness of the universe. It doesn't mean that it's going to be confusing and that you're going to be baffled with a huge menu of things that you should or can do or whatever, but the possibility for you to do anything is there. You don't have to think anymore, what's this person over here doing? What's my friend, what's my relative doing? What are the people I work with? What do they do? How What are the things that they're chasing after? I need to chase after those as well. It's a time that we can enter into rest and we can simply just be. Just be ourselves. The people that we were created to be. Not a clone of somebody else. Not a copy of somebody else. Not following after somebody else's dream. We can start to find the real us that's on the inside. Bring that to the surface and start to really live our lives. So guys, it's time to wake up. It's time to get into the meditation mindset. It's time to start to differentiate between the constant bombardment of thoughts that are coming into our brains and start to discern the things that we are aware of, the reality of our existence. Thank you for listening today. Namaskaram.